The Santi Slide is a relatively new maneuver, introduced a couple years ago by Santiago Perez. I recently picked up the basics and wanted to share some tips in case you're interested in adding this cool move to your skillset. At the high level, the Santi Slide is a 180-degree turn that begins from inverted flight at a slow to medium speed. By the end, the plane is upright and facing the opposite direction, following a fast, impressive tail slide. When done right, it looks incredible. There aren't many maneuvers that feature such a sharp, quick tail turnaround. One of the challenges with the Santi Slide is the timing. Things happen fast. The entire maneuver takes about 3 seconds, and the inputs need to be timed very accurately to get it right. For this maneuver, make sure you are on your high or 3D rates. To begin, get into inverted flight at around 50% throttle. Start by applying full down elevator, full left rudder, and full left aileron. Then, almost immediately, just as the plane pitches up and rotates about a quarter roll, switch to full right aileron and right rudder. This is where the tail slide starts, and if timed well, the plane will snap into that signature turnaround. Once the nose passes the vertical, apply full up elevator to start leveling out. As the plane completes the rotation and faces the opposite direction, neutralize the rudder and ailerons to keep the wings level. If the plane tends to keep yawing right, you may need to add a bit of left rudder to counter it during the exit. From here, you can exit however you'd like. To return to normal flight, add throttle and neutralize the elevator. Or, if you want to transition into a Harrier or elevator, keep pulling up elevator to get into high alpha flight. Now let's recap the 4 critical moments to focus on when practicing the Santi Slide. 1. Initial inputs. Start with full down elevator, left rudder and left aileron to start the maneuver. 2. Switch to right aileron and rudder. As soon as the plane hits the vertical and completes about a quarter roll, switch to full right aileron and rudder to initiate the tail slide. 3. Apply full up elevator as the nose passes vertical. This stabilizes the plane as it completes the rotation. 4. Neutralize the ailerons and adjust rudder. As the plane faces the opposite direction, level out by neutralizing ailerons and adjusting rudder as needed. If you understand these 4 moments, you'll have a solid foundation to execute the Santi Slide consistently. Timing is crucial for executing a clean Santi Slide, and it's normal to struggle with it at first. Let's go over some common timing issues to watch out for. Switching rudder too late. In this attempt, I held left rudder a bit too long before switching. This allowed the plane to deviate from the vertical too much before I switched to right rudder, which made me abort the maneuver. Switching aileron too late. Here I kept left aileron too long, which added an extra half roll before I started correcting with right aileron. Not enough initial aileron. This one ends up looking more like a waterfall because I didn't get enough roll to kickstart the Santi Slide. As you can see, the difference between a perfect Santi Slide and a miss can be just a tiny adjustment in timing. Fortunately for us, simulators are great for practicing the Santi Slide, allowing you to build muscle memory without risking your plane. For me, learning to recognize the different key positions where you change the inputs was a huge help. Once you're consistently nailing this maneuver in the simulator, you will likely need only a few tries to get it right in real life. This is a quick maneuver, so it can be tough to see where things go wrong. If you're struggling, try having someone record your attempts so you can review them in a slow motion to spot what's off with your timing. Good luck with your Santi Slides and see you in the next video.